pros and the cons of production and snagging or customer care. Let's talk about the pros and cons of that. Right, with production, for some unknown reason, it even baffles the most intelligent painters. If you're on production, you're just not valued, and you will be one of the first ones to get laid off when the work's short. Because think about it, if they run out of plots, they'll just lay you off, which understandable. Unless you want to go on Daywork and stay on that particular firm, then you might get the option of going on Daywork when the plots dry up, or you're going to have to jump firm, aren't you? So there's that. You're not valued, and you're always one of the first to go on production. Also on production, you're running around like an headless chicken for an extra 150 to 200 quid a week if you're lucky. Then bear in mind you've got to take the bloody tax off. So you look at it then, don't you, and think, is it really worth it, the way I'm slogging myself to death, getting in at 7 o'clock, clearing off all 3, 4 o'clock, not having proper breaks and stuff like that. Now, if you're earning £1,000 a week on production, you might think to yourself, well, yeah, it's worth it. But bear in mind, you're going to be one of the first to get laid off. Because as the production plots dry up, they're still going to need snaggers. You know what it's like these days. A lot of these plots get like up to half a dozen snags. So if you're a snagger or customer care, you will find yourself staying in work a lot longer than the production guys. So when them production guys get laid off and they've either got no work for a week, or even if they're going to do like a private job, Mrs. Jones, you'll find that they're on lower money. They're not going to earn £1,000 a week on Mrs. Jones's lounge, are they? So all that money they've earned for the last few months, right, £1,000 a week, that's going to come down to say 900 quid a week, because they've got no production to do and they're on Mrs. Jones for X amounts a week. So whatever they've earned on the plots, they're losing it. So, you know, there's that side to it as well. Plus, don't forget production. As it approaches the winter months, you get on site, you get in your plot, there's no lights on, there's no heating on, it's damp, it's wet, it gets darker quicker, like say 3 o'clock. It don't get light in your plot till 8:30, 8:45. Even if you buy yourself one of them little lamps, you're working under false light, aren't you? So your plot's going to get ripped to shit when the power and the heating goes on. So there's all that to bear in mind. Now, as you well know, I've been doing snagging the plots out for a few months now. Yes, it is a little bit lower money, but bear in mind, if you are used to doing production and you've been earning 10, 11, 12 a week in a 5 or 6 day week, then when you go on snagging, you can negotiate your day work compared to what the rest of them are getting who can't paint. You know what I mean? So you could find yourself on a decent wage on snagging. Depends who you work for and who you are. Also bear in mind on snagging, like I said, you're going to be working a lot longer after them production guys get laid off if there's no plots. Okay, you've still got to justify your money on snagging, but you're going at a bit more of a steadier pace. One of the downsides I've found in snagging is that you tend to be working longer hours for less money. Now, like I just said, okay, you're going at a bit more of a steadier pace, but you might find you've got to work till 4 o'clock. Whereas on production, you could probably earn 200 quid a day or 180, whatever, and still be gone at like 3:15, 3:30 in your van down the road. So, you know, there is that. Good thing about snagging is any bits you need, you normally get them. With vans, if you're on snagging, you might find that you don't have to pay for your van. Whereas if you work on a company that dishes out vans and you're on production and you want one of their vans, they'll probably charge you that 50, 60 quid a week, which is a lot, considering you can borrow about 7 grand for 50, 60 quid a week, can't you? And buy your own van. Okay, you got to put like you got to put your own fuel in anyway, but you got to keep it on the road, ain't you? So there's that as well. You have to bear in mind that as you're getting older, like 40s, 50s, 55, 60, you might find you want to be on day work or snagging or whatever, because you're probably going to find that you're going on that little bit more of a steadier pace. When you're in your mid-20s, late 30s, 40s, yeah, you could say you could earn that more on production, couldn't you? So yeah, there's just a few of the pointers you might want to consider. Whichever you choose, bear in mind you will be watched by the gaffers to see how you perform and the quality of your work. Oh, you fighter. As it stands today, I've known, a couple of production guys and 1 or 2 snaggers get laid off because they're running out of work. Why they've kept me on is anybody's guess. As a painter, you really have got to learn to use your noddle. There's been this painter in this plot here, nice lad, nice lad, and he's been in it for days snagging it, and there's no heating in this plot, and it's like, what is it now? Getting on towards the end of October. It's bloody freezing in here. So anyway, I'm here doing like a final snag, and the spark is in here. I said, it's bloody freezing in here. I said, can't we stick the oven on or something like that, warm the plot up, you know, otherwise the paint's not going to dry, is it? And anyway, he starts checking the boiler for me and this, that and the other. And I said to him, I says, I'll check the thermostat. He goes, oh yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? Like, do you think? And it just come off in my hand. You know how they clip on, don't they? And the little pin thing goes in. I said, oh, he goes, oh, I bet that's it. So I took it off, altered the back plate, pushed it back on, and Bob's your uncle. I've got bloody heat in the house now, because it's got this, what's it called? Not wooden floor, the other one. Antigua or something, flooring. And like, my feet are freezing. I've almost got frostbite in my little toe, or my big toe. But yeah, the painter's been in here last week for days, freezing his backside off. And I've just come in, and within half an hour, eating's on, lads, eating's on. Oh, I tell you what, Sparky's loves Sparky's, best trade on site. Well, got bollocking this morning, didn't I? I'll show you why. That's why. I use all these breakfast bar type things to put all my paint on, and I'll just plonk it. Well, I won't lobbing them on or anything, but I put all my paint on nice and softly, so I won't scratch the worktop. Not that you would, because it's granite. And give me a bollocking, says don't stick your paint on there without putting the sheet on. I went, yeah, alright mate, sorry, fair enough. I'll find something. So they got these blue rolls hanging around, so I just slapped some of the leather on. So bear that in mind, lads. You might get a bollocking. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know whether you'll be able to tell from the actual picture on the video. Looks grainy at the minute, but it's like pitch black out here. Tell you, nightmare, bloody nightmare. Remember me going to the P&D show? I got one of them Brewers cups, didn't I? From the paint decorating show. I've only just started using it because I've got a new van. Hey, here it is. Right, there it is, look. My Brewers. Mind you, don't keep. It's not like a thermal mask. It don't keep it red hot for very long. It's 25 minutes in the van, and it's only lukewarm. But hey, what can you do? Looks nice though, doesn't it? I thought to myself, I better butter him up a bit, and I show willing and you know, give and take and all that sort of thing. So I brought him in some Tesco's 2 jam and cream.